for me, learning about Mexico and Spain were really ways of kind of understanding my own country better, the United States. And after all, our three countries are really tied. We are linked, the three of us, right? The three countries in our history, in our language, in our culture, for good and bad. So that I think is the advantage that a foreigner has going to a foreign country.
Okay, so in your latest book, Vidas, Deep in Mexico and Spain, which is, by the way, fascinating and highly recommended for those of you listening, make sure you get a good read of that because it's amazing. What led you to make Spain and Mexico the focus of your attention?
Well, I grew up in Los Angeles, a city that was founded by Spaniards in the 18th century with one of the most beautiful names of any city in the world. The Spaniards called it Puebla de Nuestra Señora, La Reina de Los Ángeles. What a beautiful name. And I grew up in Los Angeles, 2 hours from the Mexican border, which I call the most radical border in the world because it's the only border in the world where you have such a radical clash of cultures, of language, of history. And very young, as an adolescent, I became interested in the bullfight. And I even thought that I wanted to be a bullfighter at one point, until I realized that Mexicans and Spaniards would not accept a foreigner probably as a bullfighter anyway, and for other reasons. But that helped me learn the language. I read all the books I could possibly read in English about the bullfight. And then I started reading books in Spanish without knowing the language very well. But time is precious in Spain, and especially the time that is devoted to doing nothing, namely ocio, right? And my first impression in Spain was, why are all these people in a rush? And I would often see people rushing somewhere, and then I'd see the same person later sitting on a park bench, smoking a cigarette, enjoying the sunshine, or sitting in a bar drinking a coffee. So yeah, I think in the famous the old saying or the old toast or brindis, salud, amor, pesetas y tiempo para gastarlas. El tiempo is the most important part there, right?